Now, the decision to leave home was very tough. You had your social group, you had your support, you had your friends, everything there, right? Didn't want my son to get caught up in the wrong crowd. When you come across and you leave home and then now you really understand, even though your culture is a little bit stifled out here, it could be heavy at times because you want to express yourself. We have resilient people because Caribbean people make it everywhere. Every single place in this earth you turn, you're going to meet Caribbean people thriving, living, and doing better. All the islands in the Caribbean is beautiful. Everyone you'll enjoy. If anyone is thinking about coming to Canada from home, it is
Okay, guys, so tonight I'm joined by someone who's been part of my life since those wild days back in church camp, in Trinidad. He was like a counselor, like one of those older guys who was in camp. Today we have Stephen.
I mean, you would have seen us as the older counselor type people in the camp, right? But we just really went for football.
Yeah.
We love playing football. So they used to inveigle us because they knew that the younger children used to have a type of attraction for when we go to camp. So they would normally make a deal with us. You know what? You come in on Friday nights, you help set up, get everyone in their rooms. You can play football from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we used to play football. And we used to pull a crowd too.
Yeah. And I used to like, I remember being young at that time and we could hear you guys playing football and we had to go to bed.
Yeah.
And that's when I think we started giving trouble because we were like, yo, we want to go and play football too. And it was a whole team of us, right?
Yeah.
There was a whole...
Actually, one of the best football games that we had was against your brother Jason and Booster and Tion and a couple of them extras, but I think that was only Five Rivers camp.
Nothing else. No, was it Rio Claro? No,
no, that one was Five Rivers.
Oh,
Rio Claro was when the I think that was the first time you guys came to camp, and that's when we had the pace.
Yeah.
And we had to sleep in high, tall bushes so they don't catch us. So
actually, no, you're right. It was because Jason only came to Five Rivers.
Five Rivers, yeah. And then Jason came to Valsain. But Five Rivers was where we had the football.
Yeah.
That's when...
Five Rivers was the guy who fall from the...
Jesse, yeah, friend. But, I mean, pure accident, right?
Yeah.
That was a traumatizing event.
Yeah, bro. We thought it was over for him.
No, because we in church together, everybody was really close, right? And then to see him in that kind of pain, kind of set it off. But Rondell's mom is the one that basically said, hey, you guys come with a crew. I am bringing a crew for football.
From QRC.
Yeah, a QRC crew. And I mean, we would have the friendly banter in church, and whenever they move on the Enterprise branch, you'll be like, yo, we coming with people that will teach you guys how to play football. We're like, what?
And I mean, I remember, because rest in peace, but Auntie Rona, because Auntie Rona and my mother grew up together,
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'm starting to go to, because before that we went to this one camp, bro, and no offense, it was one of the worst camps I've ever been to, bro. Yeah. Bro, we had church like every day.
You see,
3 times a day, like twice a day, every day, bro. And it was like, yeah, we understand it's church camp, but we kids, bro. We don't trying to be in church.
What most
so much
church camps back then used to be, it was run by elder folks, right? A lot of the elder people would have to take over because they didn't have much of the youth in church. So the only thing elders knew was service. So they would give you the devotion in the morning, then you get a lunchtime prayer, and then in the evening you have a service. Let's say an hour and a half. To them, an hour and a half service is nothing because they're accustomed to
5 hours
all day being in church, right? So they used to, I mean, most camps suffered like that, but what Bible we had a plethora of youth.
Yeah, bro, that balance was crazy.
Because even our elders, they had a really hard time keeping us under control. So even if you guys would look at us as the older, we were still troublemakers,
Yeah.
essentially. But then I think they cracked the code by saying, we want you guys to be more responsible, and they start rewarding our behaviors. I think, one of them read Sigmund Freud or something, because there was a lot of positive reinforcements for actions that we did. And so whether we were helped in the kitchen or probably helped with registration or offloading mattresses, our reward was solely football. We loved that. That's all we wanted. Yeah. At that age, that's all we wanted. And it was good. It was good. Church camp was, and you meet a lot of people that you wouldn't know that you're going to entwine in life,
exactly.
Right? Things would just make things so much easier further down the road. I think we met when I was about 18, probably 16, 17, 18. And we didn't have a buffer between elders and us. So we directly interacted with the elders in the church. So even though you would see elders talking and interacting with us, we never had like a 20-something-year-old or a 30-something-year-old to say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. We had elder people coming and saying stuff like, it's improper for you to grow your hair in church, and you shouldn't have that type of outlook because people are still scrutinizing your image because you're a Christian, right? So it was a bit to manage because you're young. You want to express yourself. You want to be young, right? As the expression would be. But at the same time, you don't want to disappoint these elder folks that only guiding you, right? But they're guiding you in the way that they know how to guide you. It's not like they're trying to suppress. They're just saying, this is what we know.
Yeah,
this is
fair.
what you should do, right?
Yeah, and honestly, bro, that was like one of the hardest things that I think I had with the whole church was, at first, was I didn't see any men that looked like me. I was like this like I'm the like this rugged guy, and to me, every man in church at the time looked like fruity. They were all
fruity.
they were all like they weren't like manly men.
Well,
from how I would see them,
okay,
like they would be like so subservient, and
Well, I can attest to every single male in the Bible Way community were really rugged.
But that's the thing. I think that's why I liked Bible Way camp.
Yeah.
But the church, but like when I go to church, where I was going to church, it was different. It was like guys fighting to be ushers, and and it was
well. You see, coming from a background where you have ministerial background, right? So like my mother is a pastor, my grandfather was a pastor, my aunts were ministers, right? My best friend's father is a pastor. His grandfather is the head of the Bible Way, and these things, right? You understand the culture some people grow up with, because Bible Way had so many arms. You would have different cultures because some churches were smaller than some, and you didn't have that influence from a big group of young people. So you would have the pastor's children and probably two other sets.
Yeah.
And then they would just be obedient children. And they would be like, okay, the end thing is to be an usher, or the end thing is to be a worship leader. But for us, I am playing football, about a ton of other guys playing football, playing cricket. We want to go and do this thing. We want to go here. We want to play ball there. And you're getting hold back. We had something we had in common we used to identify with. So if I say, I don't want to be an usher, then it's like, no, me too. But one thing though, a good staple in my growing up was an achievement was going to Bible school. That was an achievement because...
Oh, you went to Bible school?
I didn't go to Bible school.
Oh.
At my age, I didn't go, but the older people did go to Bible school. It was something actually that was sought after in Bible Way. Whether you're going to be a deacon, a minister, a pastor, it was just simply for the understanding of the Bible. It was such a fun place to be in because everyone had their aspects, everyone had their thoughts. And it was a place where you can talk to everyone. And then you have the elders or the elder at the time, whoever's in that session, explain and bring everything together for you so you understood. So, like how everyone will go to university, Bible school was something like that for us. You get old enough, you move away from the youth, and you go into Bible school. You learn the word, and then you progress. And it wasn't something that you did Bible school, you had to be a pastor, you had to be a preacher, you had to be an active member of the church. It was simply for knowledge to understand, which was good.
That'd be good to go back and do, actually. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Everyone has a stage in life that they have to go through personally, right? Whether you start in the church or you weren't in the church. Everyone has a process. So for me, I would have started in the church, and then you reach that awkward part of your life where you're playing ball or you're working and you're having friends both in the culture that you're growing up in, and yet still have other friends that seeking God. So you have to find a mix, right? So sometimes, I mean, I would be guilty of it too, because sometimes I would neglect going to church or probably doing a service that I thought that I should have kept just to fit in sometimes. Because, I mean, everyone is subjected to peer pressure, and no matter what age, there's some type of influence on your decision. What it may not be a drastic action, but is a direct influence on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So you don't know what you will do in the moment until you go through the moment, and then you learn from it. So everyone would go through that. And I think those early stages that I had with my grandfather saying every morning, every Sunday morning, let's go to church. That moment in my life keeps me grounded now, because I have 2 boys, I have a wife. And I know now, when I was upset in church, they taught me that this world is so big. If you try to do everything on your own, you would lose your mind.
Yeah.
And that is something from young, they always told you. In layman terms, I'm paraphrasing, right?
Yeah.
Never try to take everything head on. Never. You have a resource in God. Use your resource. You have to reach a point where, and as you grow, you have to reach a point where you know, okay, I no longer can deal or influence this outcome. I have done everything I could have done. I have proceeded to action everything in my plan that could get me to this point. But then your point is never where you need to be. You always need that extra millimeter or a thou or a tenth of 100th. You can never reach that point. And at some point, you just have to say, you know what? You have to learn to let go.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
It's a hard thing to do. It is a hard thing to do, because I'm in a very analytical field, and dealing with numbers and interpreting data and trying to understand how to minimize cost and grow. It's very hard to just say, you know what, Lord, I just can't anymore. And the hard part is going about your normal life.
Yeah.
Because now you have to let go. You have to take that out from here and put it here. From the front of your head, put it in the back of your head. And just keep living.
Bro, that's this morning, actually. I was, as you see that, I was praying. And like I like to pray in the shower. I was praying and I was listening to Donnie McClurkin's Stand. Because that's exactly what that song is about, you know. It's like you just stand and let God see you through, right?
And just let God see you through.
And something important that you said was, I remember a couple months ago, I had a video, and it was about exactly what you said, like those times keep you grounded now. Because even the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should grow, so that
Yeah.
when he is old, right,
He won't depart.
exactly, you know,
Yeah.
and what he by what to me how I interpreted it was he didn't talk about adolescence because God knows that adolescence is so tough with
It
peer
is.
pressure and stuff that you're gonna stray a little bit. You know, it's natural to stray.
Yeah.
But if you train them as a child, as they get older, they're gonna come back, and then the cycle repeats. Because then you're gonna look at
Give
your
it to
life,
your son,
and you're gonna
yes.
tell your kids, "I want you whenever you have issues to go to this, and not to go to what the world goes to, which
Yeah.
is drugs." And we know how it is here.
But to give context to that too, right? Because back then, being a man, I think started as when you're our age, 12, 13. In those days, because you didn't have a precept of education. You didn't, because that was only afforded to the wealthy, right? And people of the masses were commoners, and they would have their children men to tend to the fields, tend to the animals, or be carpenters or metalmen or whatever they did. And that would have come at a young age because they would have started apprenticeship from when they can hold that tool. So when you train a child from when they're young, it gives them you imprint on their behaviors, you imprint on their psyche, so that they would know it is a default, instead of trying to get someone that has already developed into a thinking person, not a man, not an adult, but someone that can process for themselves. Because when you can process for yourself, you're your own person, you're an individual now, opposed to being a baby at 1, 2, who only knows what you tell them or what you show them. But now, even children at 5, 6, they have conversations.
Yeah.
So now, this is where you're guiding those conversations. So when they reach 10, 11, they can process themselves.
Yeah. And you know what? As you're saying now, because your mother's an OG in the dance. You know, your mother, like your mother's an OG in the dance. And as we talk about that, I feel like we should peel back the layers for people to know like who you are, like where you from. You know, because I know you the eldest boy.
Yeah.
Of what, 6 or 7 kids? 8 kids.
Yeah.
You know, from Alana all the way down to Mariana.
Yes.
Mariana,
well,
right?
Mariana, Mariana is the second to last.
She's the baby. No, Mariana is the
second to last. We had a baby sister named Brianna, but she died.
Oh, she died. I didn't know.
So it was 8, 9 of us.
Oh, so that was before.
That was before, yeah. Ever since I
like she died at birth or something.
No, not at birth. She came. She was born, and then I think she had complications with the heart.
SIDS or something, maybe, right? Okay,
and that is. But every time someone asks, like, how much are you guys? I always say 9, even though some people will say, well, I didn't even know my siblings would say 8, but I don't neglect the fact to say 9 because it was 9 of us,
and then
one died. So Mariana is the second to last.
So with so much kids, how was that growing up?
Growing up with a big family was good because you were never bored. You were never bored. I didn't rely on television because we played every single moment. We played everything. So we had a big front yard. So we would play football in the front yard. We had a basketball ring. We had badminton nets. We had tennis nets. We had a table tennis board. We had everything to possibly enjoy ourselves, and we did. It used to be fun to the point where you have we used to play marble pitch too, right?
Yeah.
So everyone would come with their, like, you're saving your money to buy marbles. So we would play marble pitch until the street lights come on, and everyone knows in the Caribbean when the street lights come on, you have to be inside. So then once you're inside, you wash up, dinner, schoolwork, bed. However you're allowed to do it, but a big family for me was really instrumental, and I actually reflect on my children now because I only have 2,
That's unfair.
No, I think about the fun I had growing up, right?
Yeah, they drop like 3 more, at least 3 more.
You're babysitting.
At least 3 more.
No, that's. I mean, no, I can't. But I often think about how it was fun having your big family, brothers and sisters, and your cousins that would come together every evening just to have fun, play cricket, play football, marble pitch, even pick mangoes. And everyone in the Caribbean knows mango season after school, you go pick mangoes.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Every day.
In itself, you get some salt and pepper in a foil, you crimple it, back pocket, climb the tree.
Yeah.
And life was so easy back then, right? But yeah, with them being so far away from our culture, I mean, it is a bit disheartening.
It is.
Because I want them to know what it is to just go to the beach. You want coconut water, you don't have to go Loblaws. You know, that is something that you could put in perspective, because you take for granted because a lot of people, including myself, would say, okay, I'm moving away from the Caribbean for a better lifestyle for my children. We won't bat off. We won't, what people would say, hand to foot or nothing. We were good. We were thriving. We were successful. But then you're starting to think about having children, and then you're thinking about the impact and opportunities. So what is the opportunity cost of me staying here opposed to going here?
Yeah.
Right? And it will always come off as a first world country because of your social programs and social exposure and the integration of a bigger pool of activities. But in the Caribbean, there's so much wasted talent. So much wasted talent because of the infrastructure of finding this talent, where this talent fits in. I mean, look, our javelin guy came from Togo, right? And he's world class, right? We have so many sprinters. Like one of our sprinters in the 300 meters beat the U.S. national or the Olympic 100-meter champion. That is talent. And what is to say that we have these young people here that just need nurturing, right? Don't have that avenue to go out, because when you go to sprint, right, there are a lot of sprinting clubs, but a lot of people don't encourage the youths. If I miss home, every single day, I love Trinidad and Tobago. It is the best place in the world.
So how was it? You think? How was it leaving that and coming here? Like if you could talk about like your first couple years. Your first couple years.
First couple of years leaving home. Now, the decision to leave home was very tough, because you had your social group, you had your support, you had your friends, your family, you had everything there, right? And Gabby and I made the decision in private. No one knew until we were leaving.
Wait, and that's how it's supposed to be in a marriage?
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be in a marriage.
I consulted my wife for everything.
Yeah.
So, actually, Gabby didn't want to come at first. She didn't. She was like, why are we leaving? We are very successful here. Where are we going? What are we going to do? Our family's here. Our home is here. I mean, we want anything we can do. If we have children, we have a ton of people that can help us. Like, where are we going, right? Because I am the one that threw out that idea, because I knew we wanted to take the next step from us being just a married couple into growing into a family. And I would often tell them, like, I don't see growth for kids here. I don't see, mind you, there is countless opportunities for people in Trinidad, but
for you.
No. Like, if you could go to like those really good private schools that are affordable.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, but for you, your life, you didn't see.
I was more thinking about the lines that I didn't want my son to get caught up in the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's prevalent. No matter where you go, I I also had a very disdain like for Trinidad music. I love soca. I love our genre, but the recent music that they had with, with shooting and that mimicked the Jamaican dancehall and how we brought a
Trinidad.
bunch of violence into our Trinidadian music, I didn't like that because our music influenced the youths. And I wasn't old that time when I left, and you go to a little hangout on a Friday and they're playing, like you say, Trinidad music. And you would see people putting their fists like guns and pointing at each other and mimicking shooting someone. And to me, that is a behavior. Once a behavior is cultivated, it turns into an action. And when an action is performed, a generation is lost.
Yeah.
That's me. That's my thought process. So it's not to say, I'm not stereotyping to say, people like to say ghetto youths or these people. It's affluent people I was around. And their children are affluent children. And they are doing these actions. And I'm like, okay, if these people are doing it, who have the means to take their children out of a situation, right? What about the other people that are in the other parts of Trinidad that are doing this? If children go to school now listening to this music and perceive this to be the cool lifestyle, because when I grew up, graduating high school was important. You could have gone into anything else, because Trinidad was a really nice place when I was young. Going to school was so much fun. Especially I went to school in Port of Spain. You would walk through the capital. So when you hear soca songs like Welcome to the Capital or Hello to the Capital, you could reminisce with walking Frederick Street or Henry Street, and you could reminisce in Consort Mall and the Savannah, Pan Semis. These things the culture, right? That is what I miss for my children. But what I saw that was developing was this lackadaisical kind of behavior happening, because I saw it in workers and all these things you would hear people talk, right? And I might be wrong, but in my judgment, I just said I didn't want my son to be exposed or my daughter to be exposed to that type of culture.
Yeah.
I didn't know that culture because I was like people would say, hey, Steven, you're like an old man. You're young, but you just operate old, because I grew up with elders, right? And I didn't want, that was just my fear. I didn't want that to happen. So we came over. And coming over here, when you come across and you leave home and then now you really understand, first thing that hit Gabby and I was, okay, we need a place to stay. So we get a townhouse. Close to you, of course.
Yeah.
We get the townhouse. And then, okay, what do we eat? Now, from back home, my wife is an athlete. I was an athlete. Now I'm in gym. So I'm very active. I hike. I do trail running. I do a lot of things. So now we eat clean, because I don't care what anyone says. Market food is the best food.
Oh, definitely.
I love going to the market.
Definitely.
Smelling market. I love that.
Yeah.
Some people don't, but I love it. So that's how we ate. I would go to the market, buy food in the market week by week, because we don't believe in keeping it too long.
Not to me.
Right? You eat your food and then you go to the market again.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss Trinidad market. I miss it. And then we came up here, and then you would realize everything's coated in wax, and then you're worried about, oh my gosh, I don't have this ingredient, I don't have this. And, it's just getting your bearings. First 2 years was fun because you didn't have bearings and you had to find it. And then, you would settle into a routine, and then you would say, okay, this is manageable. We can do this. And then you're no longer in that realm of new. You're in the realm of survive.
Yeah.
So now you have to drop your child off and get ready for work, and you have to think about morning and aftercare and how early does daycare open. You have to be there to drop them off, to beat the traffic, to get back to work.
Canada does test your grind, bro.
It does.
If you're in Trinidad and you're not grinding, don't come.
Yeah.
Because it will eat you alive, bro. Like if you think you're a grinder, but bro, Canada, well, like sometimes I listen to my mom speak to like some of the girls at work and some of the guys too that she work with, and I'm like, bro, they don't even understand how nice they have it. Like for you to be able to just be like, oh, it's raining, I will stay home, bro. Canada will,
easy.
Bro.
Trinidad is lovely,
bro. Canada will test your grind, bro.
I mean, Canada is a lovely place to be. I love the country. I mean, really nice infrastructures, really nice country itself. I mean, culture is really nice. You have a nice melting pot of a bunch of different diasporas coming together. Really nice country, but then there's no place like home, right?
No, definitely.
No place like home. And home to me now is not just Trinidad. My wife is from Beckway.
Oh, yeah.
I love Beckway as much as I love Trinidad.
Yeah. I mean, Beckway and Trinidad is basically island life, bro.
No, Trinidad is different from Beckway.
Trinidad is fast paced. Beckway might be more like Tobago, but it's still like...
No. Beckway... Okay, let me do a comparison, right?
Like for instance, what you could do in Beckway that I can't do in Trinidad?
Everything.
What do you mean?
Beckway is nothing like Trinidad.
No. What you could do, like if I go to Beckway, what I'm gonna see different to what I'm gonna see in Trinidad?
Everything.
Like what? Is the same?
There is
beaches?
no... Yeah, you'll see beaches.
Yeah.
That's it. Beaches and restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
It's perfect the way it is.
No, but I mean it's it's the same.
No, but in Trinidad, right?
It's island life, right?
Yeah,
it's the island life.
But it is island life because their motto is sail fast, live slow. First time I saw that on a t-shirt, I was like, what is that? It's like, that's our motto. It's like, what? It's like, they have an Easter regatta. Absolutely beautiful time.
No, but I still want to go. But the first time you went was with your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
First time I went she was my girlfriend at the time. So I went home by her. I knew nothing about Beckway at the time. Nothing at all. I know Trinidad. Trinidad is hustle and bustle. It's busy. Yet still it has the aspect of relaxation and calmness. Beckway is only calmness. You go there. First time I went on. First thing. It's a beautiful island. And it's very small. I think Port of Spain is bigger than Beckway. That's how small it is. But it's very hilly. So it's high. So you come into the boat and you go on to the island. And everything is so small. So their customs building, the government building, you'll be like, oh, that's the government building. Like, yeah, so what do you do there? Everything. Like, oh, it's small. Well, I used to deal with customs back home, right? So I would say, oh, that's a small building. And then you would have your grocery stores and your supermarkets and then their bakeries, and everything is just suited for the island. Everything fits in Beckway.
Oh, cool.
That's why I say I love Trinidad, and I was born in Trinidad, and I love Beckway as much because it is the perfect escape. And I am a foreigner. I am not a native. But when I go Beckway, I feel like I'm on Trinidad. Because, I mean, people have a hard time understanding up here, right? Because when everyone hears you're from the Caribbean, the first thing they think, oh, what part of Jamaica are you from? And I'm like, I'm not Jamaican. I'm like, oh, really? Well, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Trinidad. They're like, oh, where is that? I'm like, it's one of the most southerly islands in the Caribbean. And then they go look it up and like, oh, and they come back, oh, you guys have carnival. Oh, man, I would love to do carnival. I'm like, everybody would love to do carnival. It's a good time. So then when you tell them, and I always mention Beckway because my wife made me fall in love with this place. I always tell her, if I have to retire, I do not want to retire in Trinidad. I am retiring in Beckway. And she's like, I don't want to retire in Beckway. I'm like, why? She's like,
Too slow? Bro?
no. She's a very active person.
Yeah, that I mean, like, it'll be too slow.
So
Okay.
more than anything she loves is trail riding.
Yeah.
She loves riding trails.
Yeah, so, and that's probably why she loves Canada so much, bro. That's one thing with
Oh,
Canada
yes,
is
yes.
that one
Endless
thing with Canada is
trails.
like you could go anywhere and there's a trail. You could go to Tobermory and find the best trails. You could go.
Yes.
You could go anywhere, you know. And the most you have to worry about is a bear. You know,
Correct.
and that's the next thing with Canada that I will say, bro, is that Canada, the winters suck. Like I want to leave so bad, but the summers are to live for,
Yes,
bro.
it's lovely here.
Bro, the summer is
Spring,
a different
summer,
country.
fall. I love those
Bro,
3 seasons.
But especially like, bro, summer is, I think
It's good.
summer is what make me fall in love with Canada.
Really?
It's a totally different country, bro. Like people even say good morning.
They don't?
No, in summertime.
Oh, they say good morning.
Bro, in summertime, their attitudes change.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
winter is a really tough
Bro,
time.
winter. Like if you could get through your depression in winter.
No, I do not hate winter.
I hate winter. I see you going outside in the snow.
I love
I don't,
it.
you know, me, like my wife Christy and I was like, this year, like, well, next year we will buy like snow suit and
Yeah.
stuff, snow pants and thing.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I hate the snow, bro.
Nah.
Like you lucky like you don't have to go and shovel.
Oh yeah.
Did you see my driveway right
I
now?
absolutely hate shoveling.
Do you see my driveway
Yes,
right now?
Yes.
I'm like, bro, I'm
I was
not doing
backing
it,
in
son.
and my senses going off because there's
The
so much snow.
bro.
I'm like, why is this guy not shoveling?
Dog, I know, bro, you know how much times I shovel?
Yeah,
this-
there's a lot of snowfall.
This
year.
winter, but I shovel way too much this winter, bro. And then you shovel, then those
Then they
trucks
clear,
will come up.
when they clear the road and then they clear the sidewalks.
Yeah.
It double backs, right?
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun because I don't have to shovel.
Bro.
But I like winter. I like it. It's fun. But to have that connection between Trinidad and Canada for my kids is a challenge now, right? So now you're thinking, I'm sure you probably had this thought of how do you integrate how your culture is in this culture, right? Because one thing I love to do that my eldest son loves is Trinidad music. He loves Lord
Kai
Kitchener.
too.
Lord Kitchener, Black Stallion, Sparrow, and Sugar Aloes. So he would come up. So his favorite song right now is the old Angostura Kitchener advertisement, drink a rum and a punch of creamer. He would be anywhere. Like he would be learning to write. And he's like, drink a rum and a punch. And my wife would be
It's
like,
like Christmas track.
he just sings that right through. And then we started introducing Cass.
Yeah, my
and-
kids
and
love like my
Tano
kids
and
love
all
like
these people,
Cass
right?
and them kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
so the music now is starting to integrate to them because now my son only likes soca. He calls it big tunes. So every time we sit in the car, he would say, Siri, play big tunes on Spotify. But Siri won't come up because it's not,
she don't.
right. It's not it's not my voice. So then he would kick my seat. Dad, play the big tunes. And then the big tunes is Marshall, Cass, what's the other one he likes? But he does like some Sean Paul and Shaggy.
Yeah.
He loves them. So I'm slowly trying to get him to know what our culture is like. So he loves doubles too. Oh my gosh. He loves doubles, which I am proud of.
Yeah.
He would say, can we go? We call it GTA. That's what we tell him, right?
Yeah.
He always says, let's go GTA for doubles, Dad.
Yeah, Jidan
And I'm
too,
like,
bro. Those guys.
Yeah, I tell him GTA is not 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours driving just to go there. He's like, let's go for doubles. And I'm like, such innocence. But I like to see that he's incorporating little parts of the culture.
Yeah.
So it is going into him. And I mean, even sometimes like last night before he went to bed, I was taking out the trash and he wanted to come. And I'm like, sure, come on. And then he came, and as soon as he went out, he's in his winter coat, and he's like, it's so cold, Dad. It's so cold. Let's go Trinidad. And I looked at him, and I'm like,
Bro.
he can make the distinction now
Yeah.
with where it's warm
But
and
yeah.
nice, opposed to where it's cold and frigid, right? And for me, I grew up in tropical, so this winter is not affecting me because I know tropical. But for him, he's growing up in this four seasons thing where he is going to resent winter, and then he might want to move to Trinidad. When he gets older, he'll be like, Dad, I'm not staying here.
Bro, my kids, like, I don't know. Your kids actually, my kids don't even like to play in the snow.
In the
They
snow?
like, bro, my kids have island blood. Like, they
Yeah.
would come to you right now and say, let's go Trinidad. Like,
Yeah.
they keep behind me. Bro,
Yes, that is a
they
battle.
some
though.
island babies, bro.
That is a battle you have to in yourself, because I mean, indirectly I do it. I compare home to Canada every day. I'm at my job and I am comparing home to Canada because home is not bad. Right? Home is good. Home will always be home. You would always have positive reinforcements. You can tailor the influences till a certain age for your children and hope they take to that, right? So you always think, what if I go back home? What would it be, right? Like what outcome would happen if I just say, okay, guys, let's move back to Trinidad? We don't have to live as what if we move to Canada, what would happen? We know we're thriving, we're being successful here, we're growing, we're expanding our skill sets, but we could do that home too, right? And then your children would get your culture now, opposed to a different culture, and then want to fit in with Trinidad culture, because there's a lot of children that I know from people that are born in the Caribbean and then they migrate here and then they have their kids here. And then when the kids reach like 10, 11, they want to mimic a Caribbean accent.
Yeah.
Even though you can hear the Canadian accent in it, they want to talk like Caribbean. They identify as Caribbean. I know people that are born here that don't call themselves Canadians. They call themselves of the respected island that their parents were born. And I'm like, no, you're a Canadian. They're like, no, my mother was born there, so therefore I can go there. So I am that. And I'm like, that's not how it works, eh? It's where you're born.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're born Canadian, you're Canadian. Nothing's wrong with it. But I often think, I wonder if my kids would turn out like that, right? Am I exposing them to enough Caribbean culture? Because my firm belief, coming from an understanding of CARICOM, right? Because I dealt with trade and export, import, and the ramifications of having a certification that says made in Trinidad going to a Caribbean country. Because I think the Caribbean should be one geographical location, labeled one entity, just like the States.
West Indies. Like West Indies.
Yeah, like I don't even like the name West Indies.
I mean, like the team, I talk about the cricket team.
No, not the cricket team. I don't like the term West Indies because
it's not real.
It's a fallacy by someone that said he discovered, which he did not discover because there were people there first. And because it was the wrong geography, he named it that because he saw land and thought he was there. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, you're not in the East.
But even like the Windward and Leeward Islands and stuff was the same. But yeah, but the history on it is a different, different thing.
That is a very sore point for me because I firmly believe in our culture not as an individual island, but our culture as a Caribbean people. We do have a lot of different norms, but if you do go through similarities, take for instance, Trinidad is Palau, right? In Guyana, they call it cook up, and another place they would call it pilau instead of palau.
Yeah.
Another place will call it rice and peas. It's the same dish. And that shows how the culture was spread along these islands. Just we never really came under a unison, right? We identified as a island opposed to a geographical location. I mean, I wish leaders in the Caribbean would see that and unify and bring some kind of security to the Caribbean, because yes, you have a lot of brain drain on people leaving to go for betterment, because when you go to school, you get your education. And I mean, rightfully, it's whoever gets the good jobs, right? Everyone is in university, everyone has a degree and masters. And then everyone goes to an interview. Not everyone's getting the job.
No.
Right? So then think about a person that has a degree and a master's and is stuck in a factory line working 6 to 2, 2 to 10, 10 to 6. It is frustrating knowing that you sacrificed, you accomplished, and you're trained to do a certain job, yet still that is not there. So then that person itself now would say, you know what? I am leaving to go for that. I can get it at a different place because of a wider labor group. So more manufacturers, more opportunities, more businesses, those things, right? If the Caribbean could come together and we can say, okay, we do have the CSME, right? But then you don't have manufacturing on that large scale that should be done, right? You know, if we segregate, we have the Dominica Islands and Antiguas, which is known for their wonderful nature aspects, right? If people want to do zoology and all these things, there should be institutions in those islands that harbor Caribbean talent to grow that sector.
Yeah.
If we want to do commerce and energy, let's say Guyana, Trinidad, we have people that can grow in those sectors. Yeah. You want people to do cultivation, so you have like St. Vincent and Grenada with nutmeg, and you have I think St. Lucia, all these places that grow and depend on those things as livelihood. We have sectors where we can grow and then have common trade, which we do have common trade, but have more of a reliability for its citizens, opposed to its citizens relying on nothing. Because I mean, if you don't work, you don't get much.
Yeah.
If we had a bigger integration, maybe, or even if we pool resources together as a Caribbean geography, I mean, it's just an idea. It's just something I always thought of, right? One currency, one location instead of one island. You know, we have a lot of social programs that would build youths, because not everybody is set for academics. You know, we build on the trades. We build in sporting. Like Jamaica has an excellent athletic program. We send our athletes there instead of saying, okay, St. Vincent go for Olympics or Grenada has a football team. Yeah, no problem. Those are really good, but let's have a Caribbean team, you know, like one geography team, because the US has like 300 million people to pull talent from. And Spain has like 50 or 60 million people, if so little. And, you know, like Argentina, over 100 and something million people they pull talent from, right? If we could cultivate from a bigger subset, we would have more of an identity as a people, because whether we like it or not, we're only different in the Caribbean based on location.
Yeah.
Because anywhere you travel in the Caribbean as a Caribbean person, you identify with some type of norm and practice that they do. Whether it be barbecues or cooks on tree stones, or you go fishing. Family structure is the same. Norms and practices are the same. It's just little differences, right? And I personally think that we should have a more integrated culture as a Caribbean people, instead of trying to identify as an island or one person. That's just me.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I think it might be a better safeguard against brain drain. Because let's be honest, if all the people that leave the Caribbean are able to stay because they see future and they see growth and they see some type of benefit in the long run, because you put in all this work in the beginning and now you want to be rewarded for this work, right? It's only right? So you would obviously look for an avenue that would give you the benefits that you're looking for. So if the Caribbean could come together and say, okay, This is what each island is strongest in, and this is what we can do. So then, you want to get into tourism and reef protection or marine biology. You go to Tobago, you go to these places with the nice beaches like Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, Nevis. We cultivate our region, and it will play a bigger part too, because then you touch one, you touch all, opposed to every one island standing on its own, and then a superpower comes in. Oh, you're nothing. If you understand how the Caribbean could grow and how the Caribbean could be, in my opinion, a superpower, because we have resilient people, because Caribbean people make it everywhere. Every single place in this earth you turn, you're going to meet Caribbean people thriving, living, and doing better. We could do that home too. I mean, even myself, I left, which is like, let's just say, pot calling the kettle black. Yeah, I left, but
it's because of that infrastructure not there, right?
Yeah,
so that's why most people
and even the direction I saw the youths going to, right? I didn't want my children to grow up with that, but that is a total conversation on its own. But I'm just talking about a holistic view, right? Even though it may be in the process, it may be in the works, but it's something I would like to see happen. If not in my lifetime, probably some generation it happens, right? Where they come together and unify and bring back our people. Because being in Canada here, to identify with Trinidadians, it's not like we get to see each other every day, right? Opposed to the different diasporas that here, they're so overwhelming in numbers that you go to a workplace and there's more than one of them at the workplace, so they can identify with someone. But as a Trinidadian, you go into a workplace and it's only you.
Yeah. I feel like most Trinis will go big cities. Trinis like big city,
Yeah, you go to big cities, but still, I hear a lot of Trinis like in GTA area, they're working in Toronto. Toronto is the big city in Canada, right? And they always say, it almost feels a little alienated, because now you're gambling with how you would normally communicate, opposed to how people are communicating.
Yeah.
So if I know my immediate environment and work would be predominantly Canadian born, not immigrants, then I would have to angle my speech for them to associate or to understand. It's not that you speak bad. It's not that the dialect is heavy. It's none of those things. It's just that there are norms and practices, right? So like, for example, they drink a lot of coffee, which isn't something we don't grow up with home. We grew up with tea.
I started drinking coffee now, bro. It's bad.
The only time I drank coffee was my aunt's wake. I've never touched it again. I drink tea. That's what I grew up on. And I grew up on bush tea.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know Lipton. You want tea, you go get some fever grass. And you drink some
fever grass is lemongrass.
Yeah. Or you get some chandelier bush, or you get some dandelions and stuff, and you make tea, right? Or there's always Lipton, right? And Red Rose. Those are two I grew up with, Lipton and Red Rose. So even though your culture is a little bit stifled out here, it could be heavy at times, because you want to express yourself in a certain manner, because eventually working in an environment for long enough, you get comfortable.
Yeah.
Everyone will get comfortable. And once you, as a person, speaking from experience, I am the only Trinidadian in the company I work. Only Trinidadian. Only Caribbean person, I should say. Because I don't know. I'm the only Caribbean person. So when I speak, they're like, oh, everyone sees me. Oh, what's a good island to go to for vacation? I always say, check Trivago, check Expedia. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm a walking hotel Noah or something. I don't know. It's like all the islands in the Caribbean is beautiful. Everyone you'll enjoy. Yeah. So like everyone, I'm like, close your eyes and pick one.
Everyone you will love something different.
Yeah. And so one person said St. Lucia, I was like, they have an excellent fishing village. They have excellent jazz.
Yeah.
I was like, go. Yeah, the Caribbean is very, very underrepresented, but it is a little frustrating when you want to express some type of dialect because like
But that's one of the reasons why, like the WhatsApp group that started and the Facebook group, and never had the time to
update and know
update.
things.
But I wish I could get somebody to just be like, yo, run this group, because it's something that we need, bro. Like we need a place where on a Friday night we could say, I gotta go down by the club. You don't know, I don't know who they, I don't know. I just go and go.
Right.
And you must see somebody, who thinging, you say, yo, let you cook a pot,
So that's something I spoke with your brother, because we played Masters League for football club up here, and you notice when you go to these football clubs that they have
their own club.
established grounds. They have for example, the Scottish club,
Irish
with the ground, the Irish club, the German club, the English club,
Croatian club.
I'm like, and then when you come for the when you say, oh, where's the Caribbean team? Oh, the Caribbean doesn't have a grounds. I'm like, what? How does everybody have a grounds? So I think, to your point, where we need to have a club that we can throw events, right? Because that was something I wanted to get into, because it will, one, boost our presence.
Yeah.
Right? Not just the party people of the world.
But it right? also help with our depression.
Well, depression.
I think one of the biggest things with Caribbean people, I don't know, I could speak for me at least. I think the reason why we don't have a lot of these things established is because most of us still not ready to let go. We're not ready to let go of the island. So it's like it's subconscious. It's not something that we do consciously, but it's like, oh, let's let me make more money
and go back home.
And go home.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I want to retire in the Caribbean.
Exactly. See. So that's why it would be tough for us to build. Whereas the Scots came, they're like, oh, this is home, man.
And they stayed. Yeah.
They know that for a fact that their grandkids gonna be here. But for us, it's more like, bro, if I make $1 million tomorrow, I go on,
You know what? That crossed my mind, because
I go on, and that's why we don't build, because we know if we build it in our mind, it'd be like, okay, everything done. This is it.
No, but to that instant, true. If I win, let's say I win the lotto and I get $10 million next week, the following week, I am resigning.
Yeah.
I am going back home.
Exactly.
Hands down, I am going back home. But we have kin here, right? We have children here. We have...
Where if you have $10 million and you live in Beckway, your kids will be fine.
No, but I'm saying, right? These children know this infrastructure.
Yeah.
You take your child out from here and you put them in school in Trinidad and tell them, okay, you have to carry that book bag every day to school. You have 8 subjects. After that 8 subjects, you have lessons. After you go to lessons after school, you come home, you have a relax, do your homework, go to bed, and repeat. On Saturdays, you have to go either violin class, you have to go football, you have to go swimming, you have to do something extracurricular. Or let's go to the market. Children don't know that routine.
Especially like it's 6 o'clock sundown.
Yes.
At least in summertime we have until 10.
Till 10 o'clock, sun goes down, right? But I honestly think growing something here would be beneficial, because there is a set. I mean, I don't want to say I want to go back home, because I want to stay. I like Canada. Yeah. Canada is nice. Home will always be home.
Quick thing, because we have 20 seconds again, bro.
Okay.
So if you had to close off in 20 seconds, like how you would close off?
If anyone is thinking about coming to Canada from home, it is a big step. It's not easy out here. It is hard. But if you have the mindset, if you have the drive, it is worth the jump.
Yeah.
Because being uncomfortable in life is the only way you'll know if you're doing good or not, or if you have capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so there you go. I think that's time. I know it's gonna cut off soon. We're on 30 minutes already, but this has been a deep episode and we went way longer than I thought it would be. I wish we had more time. But yeah, bro, thanks for coming on. I know it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I mean, we're all busy.
Yeah.
So it's far and fetched between.
Now we have to jump some more. We have to drop some more as the year go on.
Let's see. Time will tell.
Yeah, bro.
When the kids get bigger.
Huh?